Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is November the 7th, 2019. Strong hand. Bitcoin is next Bitcoin. In motion, 5-digit round. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Offended by selling. Unconfiscatable. Okay, hello, my elite friends. Check out all the links below. Check out, you got a special yesterday, the first 17 minutes of This Week in Bitcoin. Actually, it was earlier today. It is linked to below. Yes, This Week in Bitcoin doesn't come out till Friday, but you got it earlier on Thursday. David Bennett, Leo Weiss were on, and this first part was just about the Hong Kong situation. I want all of you right now to check it out. You'll learn a lot. Leo is great. Part 2 is longer. It's coming on Friday. Don't worry. And then we'll put it all together again if you need it to be one big hunk of a This Week in Bitcoin. So we're doing it differently, but you get a sneak peek. So check that out. David Bennett, Leo Weiss. And if you got questions, people, for today's show right now, live, Thursday night on the East Coast, Thursday night, wherever you may be in the United States of America or Canada, or who knows where it's still Thursday night. Yeah, type in Bitcoin Meister, not Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister. It'll turn a color, or you can do a super chat. I will answer your questions. So we're going to jump into today's topics. And again, link the sneak peek show is linked to below. Also, everything's linked to below. And follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, 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 like technology, Baltimore. I'm from Baltimore originally. Pound that like button. Now, I link to an interesting article. You think it's going to tell you how great the returns are for holding. Well, for dealing with these DeFi products that are already out there that give you interest. I don't even know what these complicated products do, but the name of it is returns of holding versus DeFi. So it's a blog post by Zerion, which is a DeFi company, and they're comparing the returns of holding Bitcoin versus the returns of holding Ethereum versus doing all this other complicated stuff. And it is a long article, and they've got all these complicated summaries and figures and charts. And then you get all the way to the bottom. You got to go through the whole thing. And at the very bottom is the cold, hard truth that just holding Bitcoin was the best thing to do. They admit it. The statistics are right there. You got the best return by doing the simplest thing, buying and holding Bitcoin. Nonetheless, people are still they still want complexity. They still want DeFi over Bitcoin. It's going to happen. They're going to diversify for the sake of diversification. You don't have to do that. You could be a long-term thinker, just hold your Bitcoin. And I mean, look at their own statistics there. It's at the very bottom. They have all these pretty charts and stuff, complicating matters. But the hard truth is at the bottom of the article, and it shows Bitcoin beat them all. All right, pound that like button. Let me check out greetings from Malibu, says John. All right, dude. All right, dudes. Come on, people. We got some time for questions here. Questions and answers. You type in Bitcoin Meister. I answer your questions live on this show, or you can do the super chat, whatever you want to do. Moo. Let's. All right. Now, I've been talking about someone out there that's trying to get my attention with dealing with the proof of keys coin concept. And I finally got in touch with the person. Good person. And this person, and I linked to their tweet. I linked to they call themselves Alexa Crypto. A very interesting tweet that's out there. It's almost as if holders thumb their noses at proof of keys coin. It's almost as if holders thumb their noses at proof of keys coin. Exchanges won't hesitate to distribute proof of third-party coin. So what is he talking about here? Well, there are a lot of people like, oh no, we don't want a free we don't want a crypto dividends for holding our coins. But at the same time, exchanges are like, okay, that's cool. Coinbase right here sent an email to a bunch of people, and there's a tweet about it. They're saying, hey, value your wealth in Tezos. Buy some Tezos, leave it on our exchange, and we'll take care of the entire whatever they call that over there, the staking rewards. And we'll take a cut of it, of course. I assume they'll take a cut of it. And you think you get into this, well, oh wow, I'm getting Tezos interest on my Tezos, and Coinbase will take care of it, and they'll report it to the IRS for me. But what you don't think about is like, okay, you've got like 10 Tezos, and then over a year by staking it with Coinbase, they'll give you one more Tezos. But then if the Tezos goes down in Bitcoin value, which it most likely will, you'll end up with an extra Tezos, of course. But in terms of Bitcoin, you'll lose out in a major way if you just would have had your value in Bitcoin, not in Tezos. Waiting around for Tezos interest is ridiculous. And just holding it in Bitcoin, you're not going to lose it. First of all, I mean, there's a chance that Coinbase, there's a slim chance that you could lose your Tezos there. You could lose that. It's a third party. You're not controlling your value there. But at the same time, you control your Bitcoin. You collect the crypto dividends, including maybe this proof of keys coin, and then you're real happy. So let's go over what Tezos is going to convince, or Coinbase is going to convince a lot of newbies otherwise. Like, oh, diversify for the sake of diversification, and I'll get free Tezos by just holding Tezos. Why would I want to buy Bitcoin when I can buy Tezos and get free Tezos, and just like Coinbase take care of the whole thing and report me to the IRS? But so Coinbase, here's the email. This is the email. Earn staking rewards. There's a button you can click on. They make it real easy. And it says staking rewards now live on Coinbase is the title. Staking rewards now available on Tezos. Today, we're announcing staking rewards on all Tezos held on Coinbase at an estimated annual rate of 5%. Oh wow! So you're gonna make 5% on Tezos, while Bitcoin might be going up by 100%. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. At Coinbase, we're focused on offering more ways for customers to do more with their crypto. They didn't say Bitcoin. Now you can earn rewards by simply holding Tezos. Learn how it works. Maintain control. Your Tezos always stays in your wallet, except they control your private key. You get the security and ease of Coinbase with added benefit of staking rewards. You can opt out of staking at any time through your settings page. See rewards in real time. You'll see pending rewards in real time after an initial holding period. You'll receive rewards every 3 days. I mean, look at this. This is a newbie's dream. Oh, I'm going to get rewards every 3 days. I'm going to diversify for the diversify. And Matt Odell has pointed this out a few times, that these proof of stake coins are going to centralize at third-party custodians, at exchanges. People are just going to leave them there, so third parties take care of it all for them so that they can get their interest on these supposed staking coins. It's such a distraction. It is such crypto noise. It is such what newbies are going to fall for. It sounds so glamorous. You are better off, in terms of returns, holding Bitcoin. That's it. And learning about the crypto dividend process, even if you don't know about the freaking crypto dividends, okay? Just holding Bitcoin beats valuing your wealth in these altcoins, which are going down in terms of Bitcoin value. And you still get a little bit more of them. and you let a third party hold it all and control it all. But there are going to be some third parties that offer this. They're just going to steal it all from you. All right. Let's see. Oh, we do have a question here. Thank you. Roman Q. Bitcoin Meister. Complex portfolio with a dividend reinvestment strategy diversified across multiple sectors managed by an MBA. Underperforms 99% cash and 1% Bitcoin. Keep it simple. Buy and hold. Yeah, that's your conclusion. Keep it simple, buy and hold. That's the conclusion we always reach on this channel. Hey, and that's insider information in these days of crypto noise. It's freaking insider information that buy and hold is the best thing to do. But hey, you can Tezos it up at Coinbase, or you can read that complicated report and get into DeFi, even though that complicated report says that holding Bitcoin is better. All right. Moving on to let me see something here. Oh, look at that ridiculous Meister mustache there. All right, pound that like button, people. Come on. And again, follow it on Twitter. The best thing you can do for all you fans of the show, if you appreciate a new show every day, and today you got 2 freaking shows, okay? Just retweet it on Twitter. The show's put it out on Twitter. So post at TechBalt stuff on Twitter. I retweet that stuff if it's useful commentary. But seriously, go this show right now. Put it out on there on Twitter. It's the way because it's the grassroots spreading of the word. You can't rely on there's a lot of people are complaining about the YouTube algorithm, that it's getting worse and worse. And I mean, if you're not a mainstream producer or whatever of mindless content, yeah, it is. But still, YouTube, I like YouTube. I like putting it out there. But and people are complaining, I'm not getting your notifications and blah blah blah. That's the way it's been for a while. That's just the way it's been for a while. I mean, so you got to be proactive. If you want this stuff, spread it on Twitter. And again, I'm posting it on Twitter every day. If you're really interested in watching it, just bookmark the channel or bookmark my Twitter feed, TechBalt, and you'll get it for you. I think a lot of people, and it's pretty embarrassing, it's pretty shameful, they're only going to watch stuff that gets shoved in their freaking face. And if they don't get the notifications, they don't get it. They'll complain about YouTube. No, it's about being proactive, dudes. If you really want to watch something, you go search it out. It's not that hard in this day and age. I mean, people have become so incredibly lazy because of the internet, and because of that, they're just getting they are 80%ers, and they're just getting 80% of material shoved down their pie hole. And then they don't get the insider information. So that's there's my comment on there's my commentary on some of the social media stuff. And again, and for Twitter, they just use it as arguments, just to get into useless arguments with people instead of actually reading the stuff. And they retweet mindlessly instead of actually clicking on the links. It is what it is, and a lot of you are moving to the podcast thing. Sportsmeister.com. You can listen to all my podcasts over there. Some of you are listening to it right now. Best guest in the freaking space. And that's another funny thing. A lot of people, they'll just be like, why don't you have Andreas on? I mean, you can, what's left to know about Andreas? What's his channels? What's the difference going to be if I have the same old people that you're used to here? Okay. And so I have great returning guests that you all know. Okay. Like Ansel, like Tone, like whoever, Tur and Charlie Lee and those are great guests, but you got to learn about like the other people that are down in the nitty gritty that got like, like Leo and David and everybody that's been on the show recently, okay? Bennett. There's other people. I mean, that's who you truly learn from because you can't find them easily. And I'm doing my research to bring you like I'm not going to say the best new people in the space, but I guess the best underrated people in the space, really. The people that just don't have these blind followings. And I mean, and Andreas is a freaking genius, but the people that are just like, I only have Andreas. So I mean, come on. What else? If you want to go watch it, it's so easy. It's so easy. And can I get him on? I mean, it's not easy to do. It isn't easy to get him. I mean, there comes a point like, I don't know. So I think some of the requests by people out there, I'm going to straight up say it. Some of the requests I get are totally mindless. What are they based? I mean, if you like the person so much, go watch him on their channel. He's there, man. But I love Andreas at the same time. And here, Rocky Palumbo says, and Rocky Palumbo is a great guest that I've been bringing you guys for years now. Reminds me of Dash Masternode. He's talking about what we were just talking about. A Dash Masternode would get 45% of the block reward for staking 1,000 Dash, but Dash is down 91% to Bitcoin over the past 2.5 years. They would be better off holding Bitcoin over that time period. He's absolutely right. It is the same comparison. You're absolutely right, Rocky Palumbo. Follow Rocky Palumbo. He's great. And hopefully he'll be back on the show. Pound that like button for Caitlin Long, Roman Q says. Exactly. I'm bringing you Caitlin Long, and people are like, I want to pick my nose and watch Andreas for a 50th time. And I love Andreas, but there's just some time. And then there are people like, bring Trace back on. I mean, Trace was just on, dudes. And follow Trace has a podcast. And I love Trace, and I bring him back. I can't bring him back every darn week. If you want to watch Trace, go watch Trace. Pound that like button. And he's a freaking genius too. 199 from Carlos Valerde Jr. What up, Meister? 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. Carlos, were you the one that was laughing when I was making the joke about sin gas? In Uruguay and in Argentina, they do seem to like to have water that's carbonated. And once someone poured me some, I was like, oh, what is this? And they're like, well, it says gas. You got to say sin gas. And so it says sin gas, no gas, without gas on the water, the regular water. But then there's a lot of people down in Uruguay that like the freaking gas in their water, the carbonation. Sin gas. And I always say it there now because I don't want to end up in that situation again. All right, we just had a huge distraction there. That wasn't part of the show. So with this proof of keys coin concept that I've been thinking, I think it's great. And you'll see on the This Week in Bitcoin show that the guests didn't think it was a good idea. But I still think it is great that what Trace Mayer suggested. And again, with the guests that come to the This Week in Bitcoin show, there's a rotation. People don't come on at least 10 weeks between each person. You got it. I love to bring you lots and lots of different people. Their diversification is good. Okay, you're learning a lot, but there's just some people that want the same people, every week. You're like, well, why can't you bring this person? Because I'm giving other people a different shot. We need different perspectives. We want people in Venezuela. We want people in Canada. We want people in Asia. We want people in Australia. I'm giving you all, but there's some people that are just bored. They're like, no, I want to say, no, I don't want new people. I want the same old people. I want the same old thing. They're not paying attention. They're just looking at the faces. I'm going to tell you honestly, I think there's a large percentage of people that watch these shows, watch my show, that are just looking at the faces of the people. And then they hear some complicated words and they think they're learning. And then they're like, oh, that was awesome. All the things they said about Lightning Network, and they don't understand a word of what they just heard. And again, these are straight men too. There are straight men out there who watch this show just to see my freaking facial hair. Okay, or maybe watch other guys' show to see their facial hair. It's really, I'm not going to say what it is, but it's 80% behavior. There are plenty 80%ers that watch this stuff, plenty, and they make the same, and then they wonder why they end up losing all their money trading because they don't pay attention to a word of the stuff that's on here. And words. I mean, Man, the BitConnect, if BitConnect came back today, it would be the most popular, and people made videos about it. It would be the most popular crypto videos out there. I mean, that's life. And you can tell I'm frustrated sometimes about these 80%ers. I'm willing to work with them. I'm willing to try to get them into it. But when I think about the whole overall situation, I got a smile on my face and everything. You got to be positive, but it's just so embarrassing that the world. And that's why you got to take into account the mentality of an 80%ers, and that's why the fiat dollar will continue to exist. It will continue because they're always going to do the wrong thing. They're not going to. They're such followers. So mindless. So mindless. All right, so we got this proof of keys coin idea again, and I think what a cool thing they could do is follow the MWC model and just say, hey, we're making 10,000 of these every January 4th, and it depends on how many people register. How many people get it? They're going to be 10,000. If only one person registers, you'll get 10,000. That's the encouragement there. But the other thing I like about this idea is that there are a lot of altcoins that are dying, and I have said before that the altcoins that are dying should try to resurrect themselves because this is a free market. People can compete. This is where the big boys play, and they can fork themselves off. They can airdrop to Bitcoin holders. This would be a great way. One can step up. Dogecoin, who knows, could step up and say, hey, we're the proof of keys coin. We're going to give this away to Bitcoin holders every year on this date. I say more power to them. That could resurrect. And it doesn't have to be Trace Mayer approved. Trace Mayer, this is the beauty of the space. Anyone can step up and take advantage of a situation, but the situation, giving away altcoins to make Bitcoin holders better holders, I think that's great. I think that's what I've always been talking about. I've talked about it for a while. I've had podcasts about altcoin resurrection. This is a creative way to give away your Bitcoin, to give away your altcoins to Bitcoin holders through the crypto dividend process. It's just great because it reinforces that Bitcoin is the king. And the only way that your altcoin is even going to do well is you're going to have to give it away to Bitcoin holders. Now, there are people that are working on crypto dividends right now. The BHEX guy that keeps getting delayed. BHEX could take advantage of this situation and say, "Hey, we're the proof of keys crypto dividend. We're going to give it away on January the 4th. Why not? Why not? If it gets more people to get their Bitcoin off these exchanges, great, and to learn how to control their private key, I am totally for it. It doesn't hurt anyone to get free altcoins and turn them into Bitcoin, baby. I'm not saying buy these. Again, there's a big difference, and a lot of people don't understand this. Well, a lot of people out there want to go to, they don't like this. They don't like that I'm saying get something for free. Never buy that thing that you get for free. Okay? They would rather watch fancy sets and graphics and tell people what, the biggest 5 altcoins in 2020, buy them now. That's what they want. That's what this space, the majority of these people in this space want. They want people to tell them to do stupid things. They want and just trading pattern. That is what this space, what so much of the social media in this space revolves around. Buying things that you can get for free, trading away your precious Bitcoin. It is so ridiculous that normality and long-term thinking, basic holding, these type of standards it's inside information here. It's inside information. What a world we live in. What a world we live in. It's unbelievable. So Trezor has a update, And this is some complicated stuff here. And I'm not going to say this is a way of verifying yourself in banking situations. I'm going to read it real quick. It's linked to below. Don't try this at home if you don't understand it. Speaking of big deals, this month's firmware update comes with the official release of the FIDO2 implementation in Trezor Model T, which is a pretty big deal. You can, this FIDO2 thing, you can read all about it, but here's the gist of it, I guess. FIDO2 is an authentication type created by the FIDO Alliance that works most effectively with a hardware token and with a display. Trezor Model T is the first and currently the only FIDO compatible hardware token in the world with display and touchscreen. Okay, dudes, check that out if you understand that. Be careful. Be careful. Yeah, Rocky Palumbo says, don't worry about it, Adam. The way you bring guests on is great. Thank you, Rocky, and you're a great guest. What was the BitConnect before BitConnect? A Roman Q asked. There was no BitConnect before. Well, there were some other things. I forgot what they were called. Oh, well, there was the cloud mining, but there was something else that started with a G or something. I can't even remember it now. There was some ridiculous thing here. Oh, it's no longer B-Hex. It's just Hex. I don't even know what Rocky points out. I don't even know. When are we going to be able to claim it? That's all. All I care about is when am I going to be able to get it for free and turn it into Bitcoin? And all of his silly 80%er followers are going to buy it from him. I mean, it's going to be so unbelievable. Or not, they're going to buy it from us on the exchanges. If it ever happens. It's an ego coin, and people fall for him. I mean, he can do what he wants to do. It's a free market. People should do their own research. Gladia coin. Oh my God, Rocky, you're so smart, man. You got a good man. Yes, there was something called Gladia coin, and of course there was one coin before BitConnect. But there was something called Gladia coin. I remember people were pumping it up and leaving it on my leaving comments about it on my videos, and then BitConnect came, and people forgot about Gladia coin. But Rocky remembered it. So yeah, OneCoin and Gladia coin were before BitConnect. For people wondering what the BitConnect, and there were many OneCoin videos too. All right, so we talked about the FIDO compatible hardware wallet. In the future, stuff like that is going to be really big. Using your Trezor for authentication for all sorts of stuff, and you can already do it, but I don't think it's easy. I'm not going to recommend it for beginners. But that's one of the cool things about Trezor. It's more than just storing your Bitcoin. There's some verification stuff you can do, authentication, whatever. Nick Carter tweeted about the demographic survey, Bitcoin survey of Canadian people. The Canadian Central Bank did this, and it was Bitcoin ownership from 2016 to 2018. Basically, there are one of the more popular demographics is wealthier, younger, smarter men from Western Canada. But what are they using their Bitcoin for? Now 40% use it for store value in 2018 at least. And that's up a lot. And it's the number one reason for Bitcoin among people surveyed in Canada, which is great because it was the least popular reason in 2016. Payments were number one in 2016, and now it's switched to number 4. And overall, and just so check out this link it's interesting information. They conclude that 5.2% of all Canadians own Bitcoin. I mean, that's hard to believe for me. Still, it's hard for me to believe. It isn't hard for me to believe that it's mostly male and it's younger, smarter guys, and it's more so as you go east, it's less and less popular. The most popular province is British Columbia, which is not a shock to me. I've said it a million times. I run into a lot of dudes that have British Columbian backgrounds that are into it. But then the prairie provinces like Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba. Oh yeah, American citizen Anna Meister, you do know a lot about Canadian provinces, more than most. Pound that like button. Are you Canadian? Are you not impressed, my Canadian friends? And then Quebec and Ontario, and then finally the eastern, the maritime provinces, where that's the least in terms of popularity of Bitcoin. So it was interesting. Hey, that could change real easy because the numbers are close. In my podcast, I will say this, my audio podcast that you can get at sportsmeister.com, it's Albertans that value me the most, more so than the British Columbians. So, and I love Alberta. I've said it many, many times. I love Edmonton, and I had a great time in Edmonton and Calgary and Red Deer, of course. I hope to return there one summer day. Not a summer's eve. Ooh. I'm not even gonna go for that one. And so my tweet poll has come out. The stats are in. 52% said they would rather have Ethereum than gold. 52 to 48%. It was close. It was based on the year 2021. Okay, link to that. Those are the results. Not a shock. More Ethereum than gold. It should be higher than that, I think. But hey, flashback tweet of mine is still there from 2016. You can retweet that. Speaking about DeFi and trends and people just jumping on trends in this space. And some of these people are smart and some of them are going to make a lot of money. And some of the DeFi stuff is going to be innovative. But here's a sign of the times. Vinny Langham contemplating starting a DeFi podcast is one of the purest signals I've seen recently that it's about to go mainstream, says Spencer Noon. All right. It's about to go mainstream. I would say that's one nice way of saying it. And it's about to go ICO style. I think it's about a lot of blind buying into all this ICO, into all this DeFi stuff. This is going to be the ICO of 2020 and 2021. There's going to be a lot of scamming in it. There'll be some bait. There'll be some things to learn, and there'll be a lot of big names jumping on it. There you go. There's one right there. That's clear. Vinny Langham's really between really positive stuff about DeFi lately. And I think he might have said something bad about Bitcoin lately on a podcast. At least I didn't listen to the podcast, but it was being promoted as saying a quote by Vinny like Bitcoin might have a hard year in 2020. Okay, I mean that's his opinion. He said lots of things before. I'm saying there's going to be a lot of pressure for people to like get into DeFi projects and DeFi coins. Have a strong hand, people. Have a strong hand. And yeah, Rocky says the Hex snapshot should be late this month. Yeah, he's been saying November for a while. There is no exact date right now, but they are close to announcing a date. Okay. I'm not holding my breath on that. I am not holding my breath on that type of stuff. When it comes, it comes. I'm sure many people will tell me about it because many people watch his they believe him. They believe everything he says, and they'll buy it. They'll buy it. They'll buy what we're going to get for free, and they won't learn. I always say they'll learn the hard. They don't learn a darn thing. These 80%ers. These they love the doom. People want drama. It's not about being people. I don't think people want to be successful, or they don't want to do things that involve patience and deferral gratification, that involve success. They want instant answers. They want flashy instant answers that are cool and people arguing for them and drama. I mean, I go to Coinbase's Twitter feed every day. I mean, there's sometimes you get some good stories from there. You learn some good stuff. But I mean, the stuff that's really popular is like when Tone says this guy's a scammer. That's a big thing right now. There's big drama over there. I'm like, my Lord, what a waste of time. And I love Tone, but this is what people want to hear, and that's what they spend their time digesting. What's the latest? Who's the latest person to steal Bitcoin that said they were a trader? And people will be able to answer that question, but they're not. They won't be able to tell you how to collect airdrops or how to get forks and how to store their Bitcoin. They won't be able to answer that. They'll be able to tell you the latest drama, the latest Twitter crypto drama, but they're not going to tell you, how to turn the free ways to turn altcoins into Bitcoin. They won't know even what they won't even know what a halving is. They won't even know what the halving is. They won't know that you can get interest on your Bitcoin through the crypto dividends. All right. You're right. John says, you're right. People want everything now. That's why strong hands, long game is the hardest. It's the hardest for the 80%ers, the people who don't produce, who are not used to being producers, who want other people to tell them what to do and to take care of them. What a world. What a world. And I don't know. I'm happy to be in the Bitcoin overlay. I'm in the but this is for some reason I keep on tonight or today. I'm thinking about I don't know. It's just when I think about guys like that I had on my show. I mean, like Leo, and people don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear about that. Leo's giving like really insider information on what's going on in China and what they're trying to do with Hong Kong, and it really relates to the direction the world is going in, and the world that cryptocurrency is going in. But people don't want to. They're like, I don't know who Leo is. Who the heck's Leo? I mean, Leo's been running the Hong Kong, the meetup there for so long. What's Hong Kong? I'm in some suburb in the United States, and it's just like people can't open their mind to different things. And yeah, I'm going to keep on bringing you the stuff that's, if people want to open their mind, I've got it for you. Okay. I'm traveling around this whole world and I'm actually meeting real people. And it's not mindless stuff. And it's, and I gotta get over the fact that people are not gonna like stuff that involves using your head. And I mean, I've said this 50 different ways, but I mean, it's something that but you guys are probably tired of hearing it in this show. Pound that like button. Your hair looks like Jack's from Incredibles. I know 80%er comment, but couldn't resist. Yeah. I know you're a good dude, man, but it's just like, there's times for everything. Moving on. I don't know who the heck that is. Jack, whatever. My hair looks like Adam freaking Meister's hair, okay? I'm a freaking original. I do it the way I'm going to do it. I'm not combing it, and it's since I was a teenager. It's been pretty wacky stuff. All right, will be this Saturday's show. Speaking about being a teenager, I'm going to talk about my bar mitzvah on this Beyond Bitcoin show. All right, Anders, my buddy in LA, who puts on events out there, and it's great. When the price of Bitcoin is zooming, he's got all these people coming to his event out there. And then when the price of Bitcoin went down, he could hardly get anybody to come to the events because that's just the nature of people. And he's doing great. He's doing such great stuff. And again, I don't believe in hyper Bitcoinization. He's got a new article out there, and of course, I'm offended by selling. So I don't want you to, read this article and say, "Oh, this is a good time to sell," or, he talks about good times to sell and good times to buy. And the article is using Mayer multiple and halvings to time Bitcoin trades. Okay, I'm not saying the trade. I'm saying just read the dude's article. He knows what the halving is. He knows what the Mayer multiple is. And since he's a buddy and a productive dude, I'm linking to his article below. In motion, baby, in motion. What else do we have? It's just some of this. So I'm just reading the comments. It's 80% stuff over there. It really is. I know. All right. Let's move on here. The big title that today, it's taken me this long to get to this part of the show. Hope you're playing this at 2x, people. I hope you're playing this at 2x. Bill Pulte is this Twitter philanthropist guy. Now, people can give away the money. He's from a rich family, and he's done. I'm going to read you about this guy if you haven't heard about this guy. But I think it's good that he is now giving away Bitcoin. He's buying. So if a rich guy is giving away money, that's his business. Well, if he's giving, he has to buy more Bitcoin to give it away. If he just wants to give away Bitcoin, he has to buy it in the first place, and that's helpful. And he is all about promoting his Twitter feed and getting it up to a million followers. Okay, good for him. He's giving away money. He's making people retweet stuff. Some people don't like that. Okay, that's your opinion. But he's getting into the Bitcoin side of things. So all these people out there that are like worshiping him, and they're literally people almost worshiping him because they're so desperate for free stuff that they'll do anything. They're hearing about Bitcoin now. So philanthropy meets, and I linked to his Twitter feed and an article about this. Philanthropy meets Bitcoin as millionaire Bill Pulte, son to billionaire and the founder of chairman of the Pulte Group, William John Pulte, announced on Twitter plans to give away Bitcoin to come to some of the less fortunate and lucky persons. In less than 12 hours following the announcement that the philanthropist website faced a number of crashes as the Bitcoin community flocked to participate in the giveaway. All right, so I think it's good. A lot of people praise him out there, and I hope he sticks with the Bitcoin space and keeps on having and gives away a lot of it, but he will be forced to buy more and more of it to give away it. And maybe this will, and he's about decentralized philanthropy, although it's pretty centralized when it's through him. I mean, but he's encouraging other wealthier people who want to give away to just give away stuff, give it all away. Okay, if it's Bitcoin, and it's easy to give it away if you're doing it through Bitcoin, you don't need a third-party intermediary. That's part of his decentralized take on charity. Then, yeah, if people want to give away their wealth, then let them turn their wealth into Bitcoin first and then give it away. That's what I'm trying to say here. And if he gets a lot of wealthy people to do that, like, hey, I'm going to give away half my wealth, and the best way to do that is through buying Bitcoin. That'll be great for Bitcoin. And then people that had no wealth, they'll get free Bitcoin. Now, what they will do with that, I don't know. But the point is, perhaps this will inspire a trend of wealthier people buying Bitcoin because he's a wealthier dude and he's buying Bitcoin now. And I'm taking a positive spin on the whole situation because I definitely am not into seeing all these people beg pathetically to the guy. I'm into people learning how to be more productive citizens, but still positive take on it. Square Cash App didn't have as good of a quarter as last quarter, but my buddy Hass McCook in Sydney has a tweet about it, and 8.3% of all the Bitcoin, it's still doing pretty well. There's some statistics that are linked to below through Haskell Cook and others if you want to read more about Square, Cash App, the Cash App. 8.3% of new Bitcoin mined, in theory, gets gobbled up by the people at the users of Cash App. And it's pretty wild that there are 465,000 followers Cash App has, and it's not even a real person. So that's a positive sign too. That's it. That's the end of the show. I can't believe I saved the Bill Pulte. I should have mentioned at the beginning because that's like the first part of my title. All right, dudes, you got to see it all today. My little bit of it's just, you when you're trying to bring people intelligent content, okay, and you see that the space is filled with moronic stuff, and then some of the feedback you're getting is moronic. It's just frustrating. It can be frustrating. But that's just life, and got to have a strong hand about it. All right, and Chester Copperpot says, to be honest, Bitcoin Meister significantly assisted me in following the right people on Twitter. Always check the show notes below. And again, I appreciate that comment, dude, because the show notes below, they're not just like decorations. They are for you. And I have met people that said the same thing to me. Like, I actually click on them, but I think a lot of people don't. I mean, I'm trying to lead people to other smart people out there. And so it takes time. There is time that I put into this. And so when I get moronic feedback from people, I'm like, I think to myself, should I even have show notes anymore? Should I even, I mean, should I just do a 10-minute snap show that I don't think that there's no prep for at all? That's what you get to at this point. Because I'm doing a news show every day. That is part of the system. But there's like, what is a news show, and there's lots of different types of news shows you can have. You can have just something, you just do it on one little topic. You don't think about it. You don't have notes. There's one thing below, and that's it. I mean, I really try to make this stuff meaningful to people. And there comes a point when you're just getting, you're just seeing so much crud out there, and you're getting asked, you're getting asked these impulsive questions. Like, I mean, can't you just, it's linked to below, dude. I get asked things so often that are actually in the show that the person just supposedly watched. And yeah, everyone gets frustrated with people that have no attention span, or people who are long-term thinkers get frustrated with people who are impulsive. So you're seeing it right here. I'm being open and honest with you out there. All right, people, pound that like button. That's it. Rocky says, I ran my meetups for 19 months. My meetups were about how Bitcoin works and why it's important. But 90% of the questions were about altcoins and how long until they are rich. Yeah, that's the thing. Even so many of the Bitcoin meetups I've gone to, you're always going to have dudes that are like promoting a scam or wanting you to buy their ICO. I mean, it just never stops. All right. Yeah, I am keeping the show notes, Chester. I am. It's just it takes a little. It takes some time. All right. What else do we have? Do we have out there? I'm not going to. Again, there's a moronic question that's out there. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin. I mean, how many times do I have to tell people not to diversify for the sake of diversification? They still don't get it. All right, pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, this Rob Meister. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share this video. God, this went 50 minutes. Pound that like button. See you later. Watch the This Week in Bitcoin shows.